back. Okay, so we have covered module 1 before you went for your coffee break, right?
Yes.
So now it's time to test how much you have remembered, test your understanding. Okay, we will play Kahoot today. Have you played before?
No.
No. Okay, don't worry, I'll guide you along the way, yeah? Now you scan this one. Is it okay?
No.
M-Dog is Alvin the dog. Alright. Okay, let's start now. Okay, there will be a question here. And then you look at your handphone, you choose the answer. Okay, there's true or false, yeah? 2 buttons in your handphone. The question is this. Okay, coaching helps individual realizes their full potential and discover their path. True or false? Okay, so true, huh? Okay, so you will see here the scoreboard. Whoever that answers quicker will get higher points. Okay? Next question. Is it very personal? Is it to explore personal experience? Half. So so coaching is more individual, personalized. Okay. Okay. Next question. A coach listens and answers questions to promote reflection. Do you promote reflection? Do you get them to think? 3 false. Okay. Okay, the purpose of coaching is to impart knowledge. So do you impart knowledge? Do you tell them what to do, give them instruction, share your experience, or will you ask questions to promote self-discovery? Okay, good job, Zoe. Okay, next question. So what's the correct answer? And we don't really give advice. We let them explore. A coach gives instructions and teach. more like a trainer job. Oh, Kimberly.
Oh.
Coaching focuses on the past. You go back, the question, what went wrong? Okay, remember to look forward. Okay? Wow, still Kimberly ah?
Wow.
Come on, back up.
Faster.
Last chance. You have 3 more questions to go. So coaching is to provide solutions to problem.
Yes.
So we don't give solutions. Okay,
Oh.
we get them to come up. We want to groom them, facilitate. Okay, we are facilitators.
Wow, thinking.
Okay, 2 more questions, yeah?
2 more.
Yes. Okay, which of these are not the right mindset? Okay, so we shouldn't be judgmental, huh?
See, M Dog has the highest answer streak.
Wow.
Go higher.
Okay, last question already.
Which is
So you follow the color. Follow the color code.
Wow.
Okay, we help them to grow. Okay, so who's on the podium? 3rd place. We have
Oh.
Zoe. Good job. Zoe.
Wow.
And the first one is
Kimchi.
Kimberly. Okay, good job. Alright, I hope that you guys had fun.
Yes.
So I hope that with this you will remember better on Module 1. Okay, Module 1 we discussed what coaching is all about. We went through the right mindsets, what are the essential mindsets of being a coach. We also go through the roles of a coach, and lastly we also look at the reasons of coaching. Yeah. All right. So for Module 2, okay, we will talk about plotting the milestones of a coaching process. Right, so you must have your coaching session, the framework of it, as well as the coaching cycle.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this module, we will discuss the first thing is how to set the culture and environment, and then we will talk about the framework of coaching, and next we will talk about some useful techniques to hold powerful conversations, and lastly we will devise effective coaching plan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the first thing first, setting the right culture and environment. Okay, you cannot straight away start, yeah? All right, so you have to set the right culture and make sure it's conducive, okay? Because it is the foundation of a coaching process, okay? A supportive culture will encourage openness, okay? You want your coachee to open up and tell you the problem. They must be able to trust you, right? So, and it also encourage growth and meaningful conversation and engagement. All right, so there are 4 key elements here to establish this. The first one is, of course, the first thing first is, of course, to build trust and rapport. All right, so your coachee got to trust you first. Any idea how would you build this up? How would you encourage your coachee to trust in you?
open conversation, because if the coach don't have you not open yourself, then how you want the coachee to be open with you?
Okay, be genuine, right? You have to show that you are genuine. Mm-hmm.
Be honest.
Be honest, yes. Honesty is the best policy.
I think we also need to spending time with them.
Yeah. Good. Alright, so after you have established the trust and rapport, it is time to set clear expectation. Okay, before we start the coaching session, you have to make it very clear of what they can expect of you, and as well as what you are expecting from them as well. Alright, so when we make it very clear, okay, we will set this. When we make it very clear, it becomes very easy to track the progress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And it's also important that we highlight collaboration. Okay. Highlight that it's a collaboration space between the two of you, and it's not top down. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a direct instruction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Next thing is to maintain constructive relationships.
Yeah.
Okay. Many people start strong and then after that die down. Okay. Remember, you have to maintain the relationship. And how do you do that? It requires trust, and
expectations.
you have to spend
Time.
time with them. Okay. And consistency is also the key. You have to be consistent to give support and to give balanced feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, do not forget to lead by example. Okay, your action speaks way louder than what you think that it is. So if you want them to be punctual, you yourself got to be punctual, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's practice how to set the right culture. Yeah. Turn to your book handout, page M2-1. Okay, there are two coachee profiles here. Okay, coachee, you have your first coachee, Joanne, and second coachee, Ethan. Alright, so there's a brief background there. I need you to identify, okay, their behavioral traits, and then think about how you could set that culture with them. Okay, so usually when you go to, when you are given a new coachee profile, they will have some background for you to read, right? So yeah, you have to plan, okay, before your coachee comes and see you, okay, think about what are you going to do. Okay, discuss. forget there's the second profile, yeah?
Okay.
The second coachee is Ethan. You have Joanne and you have Ethan. You see a huge difference, yeah? Between Joanne and Ethan. Any one of you have someone like Joanne in your class? Sorry, in your company?
Yes.
Small ones.
Yes, okay, so this is Joanne. Joanne is a team member who has been with the company for a few years, okay? She's generally competent, but seems reluctant to fully engage in new projects. In a coaching session, she tends to give short answers and often deflects by saying this, like, I tried that before, I don't think that works, doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, so can you identify the behavioral traits?
She's very closed up type of person, I think.
Closed up, yeah.
Very guarded. Like she doesn't share her opinion much.
She's guarded, right? There could be a reason behind, isn't it? Any more?
Maybe very comfortable with what is already she's known for doing so long already, since they say I think been with company for a few years.
Yeah,
She's
especially after some time you will have workers who are resistant to change, right?
very-
Okay, so how would you, if you are the coach, how do you want to set the right culture? Before you even go into the detail and start coaching, how do you want to
understand-
break this?
understand why she's resistant, maybe from her backstory, maybe from small talk can
Yeah.
find out.
Small talk. Okay, don't immediately go to, okay, we have this target, you have to do this. Huh? Okay, start from trying to understand her.
Then maybe also lightly tell her, you don't have to say no so fast first, just listen first of all. Don't need to say yes immediately. Then
Be gentle.
like approaching wild animal. Nice lady.
Okay. Melvin,
Mm.
any experience on that?
Not much.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Because usually salespeople are
Yeah.
very aggressive. Okay. And also I think it also helps if you are being very transparent and genuine. Okay. Sometimes you can also open up your share your story with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, now let's look at Ethan. Ethan is a completely different person. Ethan is a new team member who is very enthusiastic about his growing in his role. He is highly energetic and tends to dominate conversations, often jump from one idea to another without fully following through. In coaching, he's excited to try new techniques, but he can struggle with consistency and focus. Is it good?
Sure. I mean, if you channel your high energy in the right direction, it's definitely a very good trait to have.
Okay, so what are the traits?
This one.
Very passionate
Very passionate.
about projects, but lack the clear goal and direction that he wants to follow.
Very
So
good.
it's like everywhere at once.
Like the movie,
Yeah.
What was the movie, Michelle Yeoh?
Yeah. Yeah. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything everywhere, all at once.
Yes.
Okay, so people like that, okay, how would you set the culture? Sometimes they can be too overwhelming, the conversation can get too overwhelmed, right? Yeah.
For me, it's maybe you can slow, bring them back on track a little bit, slow down a bit, and talk about reality of the goal, if
Yeah.
it's achievable or not. So we don't put too many goals that is not realistic, and we end up wasting more time actually and resources.
Help him to stay on track, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright, so now that we have talked about how to set the culture and environment right, let's move on to the framework of coaching. Okay, so the framework will help us to be consistent and it's also become very clear for both parties.
Yeah.
So today I'm going to introduce, there are many framework in the market, but today I'm going to introduce this very simple framework. It's called GROW model. It's simple but it's very useful, by John Whitmore. It has been widely used since 1980s. Yeah. Okay, so the acronym GROW stands for G, stands for goal. Okay, you define the goal. Oh, sorry, not you define. Okay, you help your coachee to define the goal. Okay, what does he want? It's not about you, what does he want? And then we talk about, you have to assess the reality with your coachee. Alright, sometimes they have very big dreams, very big goal, but in their fact check, they are here. The gap is too big, then it becomes not realistic. Okay, so you have to check the ground, assess the situation, and identify the challenges that he or she is facing. Okay, so then later on you move on to exploring options. Okay, what are the options and opportunity available for him or her? Alright, so go through with him or her, and then finally you conclude it with determining the will. Okay, so now you have so many options on the plate. Which way would you want to go to? How do you want to go? Okay, do you have the time? Set the timeline, set the plan, okay, together. Alright, so this one, I have a short activity with you here. Alright, so there are these cards here. I believe you already know how to arrange the sequence. Maybe you can arrange it here. And then I have a stack of the common questions you would need to ask your coachee. Okay, so I'm killing two birds in one stone. Alright, the first is you know the sequence of the framework. The second one, I'm exposing you to the different types of questions you will need to equip yourself, okay, in order to ask good questions. Okay, maybe Zoe and Kimberly, you can come over here. Okay. Okay, take your time to go through the questions because it can be very tricky. Okay, come. Please discuss, yeah?
I'll grab a few to go through as well.
How does your current situation make you feel?
Current situation sounds very reality based.
Yeah.
Can we go?
Which option?
Which option? This is option.
Option.
Options. Sounds like options.
What challenge might
pursue.
arise?
Which
How
option
can
will
they
be
be
so-
addressed?
Oh. No.
Yeah, this sounds like option.
Option.
Goal using SMART.
Specific steps to take.
What?
What?
Goal. This one is goal.
Go.
Goal.
Alternatives means like choices, right? So
Yeah.
options.
Options also. Yeah. So what will achieving this goal look like? As a reality? Sounds like reality.
Yeah.
Imagine reality, yeah.
Yes.
Go to the reality first.
How will achieving this goal? Is it the same?
Knowledge of how we achieving
Oh,
this.
this one is what? what will you achieve?
Yeah,
So
what
it's
will you
how
how
achieve.
you achieve
What obstacle?
How
how to achieve,
How?
how will achieving
could you do?
impact life impacting life
How?
sounds very reality
How?
but
Option,
got
is it?
goal how
How maybe option?
option how will achieving
What
right
is your open rule? This one is
goal what specific step to take implement the option steps
how
steps to
close
do.
or far are you from
Steps to do.
achieving your goal?
steps to do means we have to choose already right means is that
How close?
what will you do
How will you describe the current
Mm.
state?
choosing
What obstacles?
Challenge.
Challenging for.
it's very real based it's a reality no you're asking about
Yeah.
challenge and
Where are you?
what's your challenges means very
What
real
will you do? So,
how to choose
what is
Timeline.
your timeline?
timeline I think
What is
you
your
coming
timeline?
sounds very real already you're asking for timeline since cause you can choose already you choose something already how committed are you to taking the steps this sounds very real the commitment right
Mm.
you already
Yeah.
ask means you got choosing something already right
Yes.
you're choosing something already so someone
What strategies will you use to reach your goal?
that sounds like
What strategies?
strategy means you have to choose your how to do right
Options.
option of choosing the how to do more how to choose to
Which
Your
one is
options. Actually.
Option?
That's very obvious which option
How could you leverage your strength,
Oh,
resources
strength.
to reach
level strength or resource
Very big.
it sounds like your reality no it's
Yeah.
like you got your strength or not you got what strength
Yeah,
you have
based on risk assessment.
what motivate you about the goal motivation
Specific
Goal.
goal.
the goal
Everything
then
go.
go
How,
how close or far
are you from achieving the goal?
in reality yeah reality
How might
who might
assist in achieving
Who might be able to
will?
assist you?
this one sounds like you already got people to choose already right then
Who might able?
sounds like will
Yeah.
not one of them will do what resources or strength do you currently have can
What
assist in achieving
resources? What resources?
resources
Options.
Options.
sounds like options to me too
How will you describe the current situation?
current situation is reality situation
What challenge might arise and how they can be addressed?
challenge no
Goal.
sounds like real
Kind of
sounds
goal.
like real sounds like real
It's will.
will will do it
Okay.
yay yeah
Yeah, then.
Alright, so every frame should have how many? You should have equal questions.
oh
Should I equal?
equal
Oh.
Maybe I can check again.
oh
Three. This one is small.
too many
Too many.
this too many this
Goal.
go 5 6
20. That means every.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the one that is that doesn't belong, yeah. So you can check again.
oh
Or
oh
Mm. Okay,
oh
so you should have 5 each.
5 each. What would achieving
this one resource or strength currently have
so this got go.
you got go I think so lah to go means go resource and strength oh
Resources.
resources
What is it?
currently have now currently have means you now have or is it reality check
Resources.
Yeah.
reality
5.
one
This one is 5.
But this one is option.
Which option will you?
how did it go
This one is this one.
Who might assist you?
That is the one.
is it
I think it's option.
then this
Which
is
option?
will Option
Okay.
will.
What will?
Will you pursue? Which one you choose?
Will.
Choose.
Will.
Choose 了. This one choose 了. Okay, so we done?
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
All correct.
Yay.
Okay. What was the challenge just now? Which part?
Sometimes it's a word choice maybe. Some
Yeah.
sentence it the way you be like, is it go to get this side or that side?
I think reality and options can sometimes feel like the same.
Okay, but in general, you know, right? You have
More or
to check
less.
the reality. Okay, what is the current situation? And
Yeah.
then you move on to discuss the options.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Alright, can you give it back to me? So as you advance further in your job as a coach, you can actually explore other frameworks. Okay. Alright. So now that you have a framework to go about, to plan for your coaching session, now let's look at some techniques. Okay. So holding powerful conversations are important. Okay. If not, it will be very superficial. You cannot really find out the root problem. Okay. All right. So there are 4 techniques that I would like to introduce today. The first one is clarifying through paraphrasing. Okay. So what is paraphrasing? Okay. Maybe your coachee said, "Oh, I feel overwhelmed." So you can paraphrase it. You listen and understand it. Use your own words to interpret and tell it out. Okay, so maybe your coachee say, "Oh, I feel overwhelmed." Then you can say, "Okay, from what I understand, you have a lot on your plate, and you do not know how to prioritize. Am I right?" So you clarify it by paraphrasing. So why do we do that? We have 2 benefits. The first one, you are showing your coachee that you are paying attention. Okay, that's benefit number 1. Number 2, you confirm your understanding. Sometimes we might understand it wrongly, right? Okay, we might think it that way, but he or she they don't mean it that way. Okay, so it's always good to paraphrase. After you listen, you paraphrase it. Okay. The second technique is to probe. It's called probing. All right, you probe by asking open-ended question. All right, you dig deeper. Okay, for example, if your coachee say, "Oh, I'm not happy this week," if you say, "Oh yeah, I'm not happy this week too," then your conversation ended.
Yeah.
Then you will not know what happened, right?
Yeah.
So you probe by asking, "Oh really? What happened?" Okay, or which part of or you say, "I don't like my job." "Oh, okay, which part of your job you didn't like? Is it this or that?" Okay, so you by probe if your probing skill is good, you can uncover underlying feelings, motivation and emotion and everything underneath. Okay. All right. So the next one is summarizing discussions. Okay. Every time, remember, that during the coaching session, it's always important to summarize whatever that has been discussed. It could be a discussion on his or her problem. It could be this discussion on, okay, what are the ways moving forward. Okay, it could be anything. But the key point is you have to recap the main point. Okay, so for example, okay, based on our coaching session today, what we have discussed, this is, you highlight the main point. Okay, so why do we need to do this? Because it will create mutual understanding. Okay, I understand what you understood. We are on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, it also clarify the key takeaways. Okay, so so that you can it also serves as a wrap up and move forward. All right, and last but not least, don't forget the non-verbal cues. All right, so being an experienced coach, you must also observe their body language.
Yeah.
What are the body language?
Very tense. The shoulders very tense.
Okay, the shoulder. What else? Your eye contact, your facial expression,
Yeah.
your tone, your gestures, everything will give you some hint. For example, I give you one very simple example. Okay, 2 person both said the same thing. "I'm fine." Another one, "I'm fine." Can you tell the difference?
Yes.
Very obvious, right?
Yes.
Okay. So and also do not forget, verbal cues work both ways. Alright, don't forget that while you're observing your coachee, they are also observing you. So how do we show that we are trustworthy? We have to show that we are genuinely care for them, right? So we give them our constant eye contact. Okay, your shoulder, maybe you can lean forward a little bit and smile whenever necessary, not when they I feel so sad, you smile. Not appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, and nod. Nodding is also a very powerful tool. You nod, okay? We are listening. Okay? Alright, so then they will feel safe and valued. Alright, so maybe you can take a role play. Okay, let's have some fun. You have a role play here. Okay, I have 4 coaches here. They each use different techniques. Okay, these 4 techniques. Okay, of course there are more, but today I'm just going to introduce 4. Yeah. Okay, let's turn to page M2-4. Alright, so imagine you are a coach, and there's a coachee here. The coachee says, okay, I've been feeling really stressed at work. I have so many things to do, and I can't keep up with the deadlines. I try to plan my day, but something unexpected always comes up and throws me off. Also, I don't feel like my team is supporting me much, which makes it even harder. I want to do well, but I just don't know how to handle it all. It's really getting to me. Okay? Now, so choose a number between 1 to 4.
3.
3, okay, you take 3.
2.
You want 2, 1. Okay, Melvin, coach 4.
Yes.
Alright, coach 1. Who is having coach 1? Okay, you can read first. Okay, now you listen to Kimberly. Okay, Kimberly is now the coach 1, yeah? Listen to the conversation and identify which of these 4, okay, of the technique that she is using. Ready? Okay, go.
Okay. I can see that this is weighing on you. I noticed that your shoulders seem tense when you talk about carrying this load alone. How are you holding up with all this stress? And the coach said, honestly, I'm just trying to take it day by day, but it's tough. I feel like I need a break, or at least a bit more support.
Okay, can you guess? So coach 1 say, I noticed that your shoulder is a bit tense.
Probing.
Hmm?
Is it probing?
Looking into non-verbal cues, I can because they say I can see your shoulders are like your shoulders are tense. It seem
Yeah, yeah.
tense.
Correct, agree, yeah?
Yeah.
So the coach was observing, right?
Yes, I
Observing the
noticed
non-verbal cue. Yeah.
they verbalize their action as well.
And it also shows that the coach cares for them, right?
Mm.
Okay, so who is having coach 2? Alright, so we can you
Okay.
read?
So you're feeling really overwhelmed with everything you have to do, and it sounds like things keep coming up that make it hard to stick to your plan. Plus, not having support from your team is making it harder to stay motivated. Does that sound right? Coachy replies, yes, exactly. I feel like I'm doing all the work myself, and it's exhausting.
So do you notice that this coach literally like repeating everything that he said? Right, with the different words, right?
Yeah.
So what technique was that?
Paraphrasing.
Okay, and what advantage would you get by paraphrasing it?
That I felt relief.
Like it's understood.
Understood. As also clarifying, right?
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, if let's say, oh no, this is not what I meant, then it serves as a purpose to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay? Coach 3.
So to wrap up, your main challenge is meeting deadlines. The main reason behind that, number 1, you handle a lot of extra tasks. Number 2, some team members aren't helping. This makes it hard to keep up with your plan and workload. Is that an accurate summary? The coach says, yes, that's an accurate summary of what I was trying to express.
What technique was that?
coachee said the summarizing, so the
Yeah.
summary
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
summarizing.
Should be
discussion.
summarizing this
Summarize. Summarize this question.
Accurate.
Yeah. So you have to summarize whatever that has been discussed.
Mm.
Okay? It's also good to retain the memory. Okay, what we have discussed, was it correct? Okay, so it's you notice that the skill there was she used like number one, we did this.
Yeah.
Okay, we discussed 3 points and okay, so it makes it very organized.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, number 4.
That sounds really hard. What are some of the biggest things getting in the way of your planning? Kochi, I think it's partly because I'm taking more responsibilities than before. And I don't always get informed about new tasks. Also, some of my team members are not really proactive, and I ended up covering for them. It's frustrating.
They are asking more questions than statement.
Yeah.
There's more questions in that one, so is it probing
Probing.
for that?
What is the benefit? Do you notice the response of the coaching?
You get more.
After some probing, what do you get?
You get more information.
Answers.
You get more information. Okay, the underlying issues, right? Mm. Okay, so I hope that you will go back and practice these 4 techniques of holding powerful conversation. Okay? Alright, so next we will discuss. Okay, now that you have know the framework of coaching, now that you have learned how to set the right culture and environment,
Yeah.
and then you move on to the framework
Yeah.
of a coaching session,
Yeah.
and then you learn how to use powerful techniques. Can you remember the 4 powerful techniques for conversation? What's that?
Probing,
Probing,
clarify,
paraphrasing,
Paraphrasing.
summarizing, and non-verbal cue. Okay, so now that you have all the techniques, it's time to come up with a coaching plan. Okay, so there are 4 elements here. Okay, the first one is, of course, you have to set SMART goals. Okay, just now I mentioned goals, right? It's not your goal, it's your coach's goal, right? But sometimes your coach's goal can be very vague. It can be just a big idea. So then it becomes our role to make it very clear. Alright, the word SMART here is an acronym. Can you guess? Anyone is exposed to this SMART?
No.
Can you guess?
So T is about time.
Time, yes, okay.
S is specific.
Specific, okay. Your goal has to be, you must have a timeline,
Yeah.
and it has to be very specific. Okay, can you guess the other 3?
And something about measure.
Yes, very good. It has to be measurable. Okay. How would you know if your plan has succeeded? Okay, it has to be something that is measurable, right? Quantify it. And then it has to be achievable. Okay, not really unrealistic, huh? Okay. And this one, R.
Realistic.
It has to be
Eh,
relevant. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So now, okay, again, SMART stands for specific, measurable,
achievable, relevant, and
time bound. Okay, so turn to page M2-6. Okay, this one you got to discuss, yeah. Use SMART goal. Can you turn all the general goal into SMART goal? Now remember your SMART goal, you have to be as specific as possible. Okay, it has to be measurable. It has to be achievable, relevant, as well as you must set the time for it, a realistic time. Okay. Now discuss with your partner. How would you turn all these general goals? Okay, sometimes your coaching might come to you and say, okay, I want to do this. So how do you make it very specific? Using SMART goal. Discuss with your partner.
Okay. Improve time management skill. Anything else? Probably some.
I'm checking.
Open app, maybe there's an open
Yes.
app because then you can see when they come in do the work, how effective are they. Yeah, start small first and how public speaking confidence to start small. Maybe start internally first. How many times ah? 2 times a month? 2-3 times a month?
Yes.
All have to give, all members have to give feedback.
Yes. Is too low.
Per week, or 1 month.
Next one is days.
Per month, 1 week per week. Maybe over 6 worker.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Not to do this now. Not to do this. I don't think to do this is a good idea. Organize work. To do this a bit too messy. Graph work.
Organized this.
Then use table format.
I think it's also good to organize their
To do this.
To do this
Maybe. Increase productivity. This also big.
increase concrete significant project. Yes. Also we check their progress.
Yeah. What was about?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hannah? Alright. So let's discuss, yeah? The first one. Your coachee says, I want to improve my time management skill. Anyone would like to try? Smart goals. Must have the 5 elements, yeah?
I think I'll go. Probably have to use some app, like some time tracking app to log in their daily work time. So see then what they see how they do with like how much they spend time on each task. Then you can tell them how to where to focus on next time, and maybe tell them to or advise them on like can have lesser time on non-priority tasks. And then track on them by the next month, maybe 20%.
Yeah.
Okay.
10,
Can
20%.
buy the smartwatch. Then
Yeah.
will reminder over the watch, right?
So what is
Possible.
the purpose of having the apps or smartwatch?
They are digitalized.
So that you can,
track.
which part of it? Smart. So that it can be measurable, isn't it?
Measurable, yeah.
And you are being very
Time,
specific.
yeah.
Time-based.
Yeah,
Very
so
time-based.
And then you just now you mentioned next month, correct?
Yeah,
So by next month, that means you set a deadline.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Specific.
will be time bound.
yeah.
Okay, then you also mentioned that what was it?
20-ish%.
20%?
About 20%.
20% of improvement.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of time efficiency.
Yes.
Right, so it becomes very highly measurable.
Yes.
Okay, without this SMART goal, can you imagine you say, your coach say, I want to improve my time management skill. 1 month later, oh, I think my time management skill has improved. But there's no evidence, right?
Yeah.
You cannot measure. Alright, the second one, I want to enhance my public speaking confidence. How do we change it to more specific goals?
We can let the individual be exposed in more public speaking situations like presentations.
Okay, presentation is
Yeah.
a platform to show your presentation, your public speaking skills, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, very good.
Then like the people listening to it can also give feedback, so the guy can like answer the feedbacks and
Reflect.
Evaluate based on
Yeah.
the feedback, right?
Yeah.
Like the rating, you have like Google rating and all this,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So you feel confidence.
But I think the most important thing is to do it small first.
Yes.
Because for me, if I want to go up stage and 200 people listening at one shot, I think I'll be
Yeah. Small
peeing my
goal.
pants.
So what was he pointing about?
Small.
Which part of the SMART goal?
Specific.
He says start small, right? So that
Yeah.
will be
Measurable.
attainable or achievable.
Yeah.
Okay, achievable. Start from achievable goal. Okay,
Yeah.
don't one shot send them for what 2,000. Okay, right. Number 3, you have I want to get better at giving constructive feedback. Well, this could be a supervisor. Okay, every time I give feedback, they don't like it. So I want to get better. Can you measure the word better? You can't, right? So how do we change it?
This one's a bit harder. Probably can Google nowadays, got a lot of these framework things.
It's
We
always
try.
good to have framework. Like just now, what framework do we use?
Grow.
The GROW model, right?
Yeah.
GROW model framework.
Yeah.
If you have a framework, you won't stray too far,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay, the
use
famous one
something.
is the DISC framework. You can search. Okay,
Okay.
DISC.
Yeah.
Okay, so set the time down. Okay, maybe the realistic time would be how can you build up this skill?
1 week. No, 1 week every time. You give it a week because work days also sometimes 5-6 days.
A week.
Yeah,
or
for over a month.
Yeah.
Over a month.
Weekly
Okay,
per
by
month.
1 month, maybe you can see some results, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes like frameworks sometimes don't work. So
Yeah.
at least you give your time some time to change. They give it some time for that framework to work too.
Or our friend got daytime for another job, maybe at least 2 months.
Yeah, that too. Sometimes people work more than one job,
Mm.
depending on the circumstances.
Okay. So how can we turn it to a more specific goal? Okay, just now we say you use framework, right? Okay, then but how? To who? How many people? That you also you have to think about it. Okay. Let's say your coachee has to give maybe 1 feedback each day or something like that. Okay. All right. The next one would be I want to become more organized at work.
Oh.
Kim? Can try? So how can you help your coachee to be more organized? Can you set a more specific target?
So we maybe plan to have a list for them to
A checklist.
a
Yeah,
checklist
that's
for
good.
them and also to check how they can achieve by
You have to have the completion rate, right?
yes, completion rate.
Is 100% possible?
No, not really possible.
Definitely not.
For a start, maybe you can start from So maybe 70-80% of what you have.
But I think now we can also have apps for all these things, right?
Yeah.
So also can download over the apps, and then every time with the smartwatch you also can see.
Then you can track
Can
the
continue
improvement.
reminding myself.
You got
Yes.
to
So you can track the
Yeah.
improvement, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, the last one. I want to increase the productivity.
This is like a priority issue, right? Ish. Little bit.
Maybe nothing gets done. Maybe
Or
it's
very-
more like a project based now.
or always half done, half or not complete, or not well done.
So you say, okay, it's good that we have to, okay, let's say you have to complete one project every month. Okay, so would that be specific?
Yeah.
Is that measurable?
Yes.
Is that achievable?
Yes.
Is that relevant?
Very,
And is that time bound?
very.
Okay, so sometimes it can be short and simple. At the
Yeah.
same time, it includes the 5 elements. Okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Alright, now next we will learn, talk about, okay, how to develop a complete cycle. Once you already know the structure of a coaching session, you have to, you cannot, coaching is normally not just one session, isn't it? You have to be follow up. So how do you complete the cycle? You have the growth framework, alright?
Yes,
Then you have to keep track, right?
yes.
When is the next time to come back? Okay, you come back with a reflection, okay, and also so you discuss how you can move on from there, the way forward, the next target, or so on.
Yeah.
Okay, so over here you can turn to page M2-7. Okay, this is an example of a very good coaching cycle by Macy Bradley. Alright, so you all can use this for a start. Do you notice what are the key elements that is included here?
The details of the challenge, like what they want to accomplish, and then what they try already or what worked and didn't work.
So you have to jot it down, right? Black and
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
Okay. Then can you see the grow model there? The framework? Do they have grow? You have goals.
Yes,
You
yeah,
have the reality check there, right?
yeah,
Then you have the options and you investigate the possibilities, right?
yes.
And then way forward, you jot down, okay, what are the options that he has chosen. And then you have reflection. And also don't forget to write down the next session. Okay, put a timeline there. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is you have to allow flexibility for adjustment. Okay, don't have you set the goal means you cannot change it. Okay, sometimes we have to adapt.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not about you, it's about your coaching. Alright, so sometimes you got to evaluate. Maybe he has an upcoming project that is so urgent that he has to put this aside. So you got to be flexible, okay,
Yeah.
for adjustment. Remember, even the best plan needs some flexibility, right?
Yeah.
So always allow us some space for you to maybe reassess, or sometimes if you need to change goal, you have to change goal if it is necessary. Okay, and lastly, it's about accountability and ownership.
Yeah.
It's the growth of your coaching. Okay, so you have to get them to take the ownership.
Yeah.
And how can we do that? Okay, just now you mentioned checklist, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's a good idea. Okay, if let's say you summarize, after summarize, okay, what we have discussed in today's session, we have come up with this plan. So you have the checklist, and then so that you, even though you don't have, even though you are not seeing your coachee every day, he or she, they are still having the checklist with them.
Yeah.
Okay, they can counter check each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regular check-ins also is important.
Yeah.
Okay, if let's say you were to meet them next month, so within that month, maybe every week you can give a call. How are you doing? Check-in is important. Okay, having a journal, get them to reflect. Maybe every day write down, okay, what went well, what went wrong. They have time to sit down and reflect, and then they can show it to you. Okay,
Yeah.
some organizations even use a Gantt chart. Right? They have that to keep track. Okay, so by fostering ownership, you can actually help them to stay committed. Yeah. Okay, so now I want you to go to, I want you to have a case study. Let's turn to page M2-8. Okay, here's a case study by Gis Roger Van Bezel. Okay, it's about a coachee that wanted to lead a team as a manager. So you read carefully the conversation between the coach and his client. Evaluate the quality of the coaching session based on what we have learned about setting the climate, using GROW model, techniques of communication, and the effectiveness of coaching cycle. Okay, so you have about 20 minutes to review the case, and after that you will come forward for a presentation.